Tirumala Tirupati Devasthanam, the world's richest Hindu temples trust, has now seen or been in this huge controversy surrounding poor quality raw materials used for the prasadam, the laddus. Listen in to this press conference.
Procedure initiate చేయడం జరిగింది. తర్వాత పెనాల్టీస్ కి ప్రొసీజర్ ఇనిషియేట్ చేయడం జరుగుతుంది. అది లీగల్ ప్రాసెస్ అనేది ఇప్పుడు జరుగుతుంది. తర్వాత ఫ్యూచర్లో ఇలాంటివి జరగకుండా ఉండాలంటే ఏమి చర్యలు తీసుకోవాలి అనే దాని మీద ఒక ఎక్స్పర్ట్ కమిటీని కూడా వేయడం జరిగింది. ఆ ఎక్స్పర్ట్ కమిటీ కూడా రిపోర్ట్ ఇవ్వడం జరిగింది. మీన్ వైల్ ఎక్స్పర్ట్ కమిటీ సలహాతోనే ఒక టెండర్ పిలిచి ఆ టెండర్ ద్వారా కూడా క్వాలిటీ సప్లైయర్స్ రేట్ రీజనబుల్ రేట్ వచ్చేలాగా ఒక సప్లైయర్స్ కూడా ఐడెంటిఫై చేయడం జరిగింది. ఆ సప్లైయర్ సప్లై చేసే మెటీరియల్ చేసి బయట ఈ టెస్ట్ లేదు ఏవైతే టెస్ట్లు ఏఆర్ ఫుడ్స్ అనే వాళ్ళకి చేసామో
suppliers samples have been taken and sent to a lab being tested and those tests
సెన్సరీ ల్యాబ్
reported out
సెటప్ చేయాలి.
and all of them have passed this test.
ఇది ఎలా ఉంటే టీ టెస్టింగ్ కి టీ అనేది రేట్ చేయడానికి డిఫరెంట్ టెస్టర్స్ ఉంటారు. అంటే వాళ్ళు టీ క్వాలిటీ ఎలా ఉంది టెస్ట్ చేసి వాళ్ళు స్మెల్
We are going to retest this with the ghee regarding the ghee quality.
కూడా CFTRI మైసూర్ వాళ్ళు ఒక స్టాండర్డైజ్ ప్రొసీజర్ చేశారు. దాని ప్రకారం వాళ్ళకి మా ఆఫీసర్స్ కి కొంతమంది ట్రైనింగ్ ఇచ్చి ఈ ల్యాబ్ లో రేటింగ్ ఇచ్చేలాగా ట్రైనింగ్ ఇవ్వడం జరిగింది. ఆ ల్యాబ్ కూడా సెటప్ చేయడం జరిగింది. తర్వాత ఎన్డీటీబీ వారు కూడా మన ఇబ్బంది మేమే డొనేట్ చేస్తామని వారు 75 లక్షల ఎక్విప్మెంట్ ఏదైతే అడల్టరేషన్ టెస్టింగ్ కి మనం బయటకు పంపించి టెస్ట్ చేస్తున్నామో అది కూడా ఇక్కడ ఎస్టాబ్లిష్ చేస్తామని వాళ్ళు ముందుకు రావడం జరిగింది. వాళ్ళు కూడా సప్లై చేయడానికి ఇంపోర్ట్ చేసుకోవాలి. ఆ ఎక్విప్మెంట్ కూడా తీసుకురావాలి. సో ఇప్పుడు ఈ ఎక్స్పర్ట్ దాన్ని యాక్సెప్ట్ చేసి దాని ప్రకారం టెండర్ కూడా కాల్ ఫర్ చేయడం జరిగింది. సో ఓవరాల్ గా ఈ చేయాల్సిన అవసరం కనిపించి ఈ విధంగా మీతో షేర్ చేశాము. తర్వాత ఇక్కడ థింక్ ఇంగ్లీష్ మీడియా కూడా ఉన్నట్టుంది. దే వాంట్ సంథింగ్ ఇన్ ఇంగ్లీష్ ఐ కెన్ టెల్. యా All Hindus consider Sri Venkateswara Swami temple in Tirumala as the most sacred temple. Everyone wants to visit the temple once in a lifetime, and once they come here, they want to come again and again. That is the divinity of this place and divinity of Lord Sri Venkateswara. So, Honorable CM, when I took over as executive officer TTD, when I called on Honorable CM, he expressed concern on the quality of ghee procured and the quality of the laddu, which is considered to be very sacred, and it is offered as prasadam to Sri Lord Venkateswara Swami. And any deviation in the quality will cause, it is called doing apavitram, doing something which is not sacred. So he wanted that we should take steps to ensure that the sanctity of the temple is restored by different means, including improving the quality of ghee, getting pure cow milk ghee. So as per that, we started working on that. Then we found that there are various reasons why the quality of ghee is not up to the mark. One is that we don't have any internal lab to test adulteration in the ghee. And also there is no system of testing the quality of ghee for adulteration in outside labs also. There is no system. We could have explored, we could have done it, it's very easy. There is no system. And the rates quoted by the tenderers for whatever reasons is unviable. The rates are so low that everyone can say, not necessarily an expert, anyone will say that it is you cannot get ghee, pure cow ghee, which is offered to Swami at this rate, 320 rupees per kg. So we need to have at least something around 500 maybe to get a pure cow ghee. So that is why, these are the reasons why we have pure quality of ghee. So we started working on that, and then we warned all the suppliers. We told them that if you are supplying any substandard ghee, we will blacklist you. We will test the samples in outside NABL accredited labs and we will blacklist you for substandard supplies. So almost everybody started improving their supplies and we didn't have any issues except with one supplier, AR Foods, Tamil Nadu. So we have collected samples and then sent it to NDDB lab, NDDB CALF lab Anand, which is a highly reputed lab, which is used by all premier exporters, dairy exporters for testing their quality. When they supply to outside the countries, so the other countries should have faith in the labs where we are testing our samples. So that NDDB lab is considered to be highly reputed. They test their labs. We have sent it to them. It's a government controlled lab. So we have tested our samples there. Then the reports have come, which are very shocking. The report says two things. One is that it is adulterated with vegetable fats, and another is it is adulterated with animal fats. Animal fats adulteration depending on these values, S values. So it is lard, which is a pig fat, then palm oil and beef tallow, then fish oil included, rapeseed, linseed and all these things. It's like a concoction of all these, and the results are abnormally bad, abnormally low. Like the pure ghee, pure milk fat, the pure milk fat should have reading between 95.68 and 104.32. That is the range a pure milk fat should have. But unfortunately, this sample, almost all the samples have values around 20, which means that the samples or the milk or ghee supplied is highly adulterated, not even close to their range. It is maybe 1/5 of the lowest range. Is very, very abnormally shocking reports. So then we stopped the supplies immediately of that person, of that supplier, and we started a procedure for blacklisting as well as for penalizing the supplier. Then we formed an expert committee on the ghee supplies, how to improve the supplies and how to improve the tender conditions so that we get good quality people, and also how to strengthen our internal systems so that we don't have this problem in future again. So as per that, we called for one tender as per interim report of the committee, and then we found good suppliers. Then we started getting supplies from them. They are found to be, their samples were tested. They are found to be good within the limits, and then sensory parameters also are good. Then as per the final recommendation of the expert committee, we called for the tender, and the tender is under finalization. Then as per the recommendation of this expert committee, they recommended that we should have our own internal lab. Until that time you set up your own internal lab. You should use the services of outside lab, outside NABL accredited lab. That is the recommendation. So NDDB, we have been working with them, and they are kind enough to donate equipment which will not cost more than 75 lakhs to us, and then probably it should come by December, January, and then they'll come and get it installed. And this issue will have a permanent solution in future. Will not have. Till the time we keep sending samples to outside labs, and then we have set up a sensory lab inside with the trained manpower. These lab, the personnel in the lab, they are trained in CFTRA Mysore, and then the test the samples on a hedonic it is called hedonic scale. They rate from 0 to 9. Anything above 7 is acceptable. So the lab is already established. It started working. So we will have no problem of ghee adulteration in future. We have full plan in place, and then we are implementing it. Thank you so much.
How often the ghee is going to be tested?
Sir, TTD earns approximately 500 crore through the sale of Prasad material, and out of which it spends approximately 250 crore on ghee procurement alone. Before you stepped in as the user, what mechanisms existed to check the adulteration in ghee? Because yesterday, while former TTD chairman and present Rajya Sabha MP
All right, the big story we are breaking at this hour. The Temple Trust making these announcements today. Purity test showed adulterated ghee. Temple Trust's level of lard and the ghee was at 116. Ghee was adulterated with lard, palm oil and beef tallow in the ghee. Stopped supply of ghee post the test. Began blacklisting the contractors. We also set up an expert panel who gave us reports. Is what is now being said by the temple, explaining what happened, how it happened, and what was the kind of action that was taken. AR Dairy supplied poor quality ghee. The Temple Trust has made these announcements, talking about the fact that animal fat, essentially lard from the pig, essentially was seen in the ghee. Also, the ghee was adulterated with palm oil and beef tallow. This was seen in the ghee. Also talking about the fact that the rates at which the ghee was supplied was not actually the market rate. It was way lower and the market rate of pure ghee. And that's why the suspicion. We began blacklisting the contractors, says the Temple Trust in an announcement. This controversy has got to do with prasadam and using of unholy raw materials is what is being said. Raw materials which are in fact not supposed to be used in prasadam as per the Hindu tradition and culture. When it comes to the revered Tirupati temple, the iconic laddu had raw materials like ghee, which was adulterated with pig lard and also with beef tallow, with fish oil as well. This too was used, is what was being said. Level of lard in the ghee was at 116. We began to blacklist the contractors, is what is being said.